Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Believe in best.
Tonight on Our News, government officials condemn the assassination of Haiti's president. A new twist in the Abaco crash investigation. Plus, a man electrocuted on a yacht. Welcome to Our News, and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina Dragovich. Topping news tonight, the Minnis administration reacting to the shocking assassination of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis condemning the heinous act, which prompted officials to temporarily close the Bahamas embassy in Haiti. Jasmine Brown reports.
The Foreign Affairs Minister addressing what's happening in Haiti just hours after news broke, as he says his ministry already has a plan of action.
We call for calm in Haiti. We call for constitutional law to be observed in Haiti. We call for cooperation of all sides.
Minister Henfield reacted to the deadly attack during a signing ceremony for an economic agreement with the People's Republic of China.
I'd like also to assure Haiti of our prayers and our thoughts in this time of challenge for them.
The Haitian government confirmed on Wednesday morning that Moïse was assassinated overnight during an armed attack at his private residence. His wife was shot multiple times and is hospitalized. In a statement, Interim Prime Minister Claude Joseph said the president's assassination was a highly coordinated attack by a highly trained and heavily armed group. He also vowed to bring those responsible to justice. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis released a statement around midday saying the government of the Bahamas is deeply saddened by these developments and strongly condemns the actions of the perpetrators. We offer our deepest condolences to the government and the people of Haiti. Minister Henfield expressed similar sentiments while adding that all Bahamian embassy workers are safe and the office has been closed for now.
We have instructed the closure of the embassy. We are working assiduously now on other plans as to how we move forward. We have 4 Bahamians in Haiti at the embassy, 4 diplomats. We were on the phone with them all morning, discussing the way forward. They, in the moment, are safe, and we will announce plans as we move forward.
He added that the ministry will continue to monitor the situation in Haiti. The Progressive Liberal Party also released a statement expressing shock and regret over the assassination that they labeled a heinous act of violence. Meantime, Dr. Minnis also noted that during a July Heads of Government of CARICOM meeting, the ongoing situation in Haiti was discussed and the group offered its assistance in finding a peaceful resolution to the political crisis. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
The late Haitian president being remembered as a great leader who was trying to change Haiti for the better. Kyle Joaquin spoke with a few leaders in the local Haitian community.
I don't know how I can imagine, no matter what, the group or the commando can be able to get to the president.
The Haitian community in the Bahamas in absolute shock at the assassination of Haiti's president, Jovenel Moïse. Wilzor Antoine, a local radio show host, says it makes no sense how the killers even got past security.
Those countries, when we have presidents, so we have security and force, that's something going to be easy to get to the president.
Tedley Petit says when she got the news, she couldn't believe it, as she felt Moïse was trying to change Haiti for the better.
All I could do was pray, because Jovenel Moïse tried. He really was trying to improve Haiti and its people and the country, and to see that he went down like that, it's really heartbroken.
She says while she feels the situation will be turned around for the better, the state Haiti is in is concerning.
It is really sad and devastating to see such a great leader, a president of a country at that.
Louis Georges, who's been fighting for the rights of Haitian nationals, called it unfortunate, as he says Moïse was a different and positive kind of leader.
He was such a good guy, visionary leader, lots of passion for his country and his people. And it's so unfortunate that, it would end this way for him. Just 7 months away. 7 months away from him, demitting office.
He's calling for unity for the betterment of Haiti, as he says he's praying for the country.
The president was actually ruling by decree. So there wasn't the full spectrum or the full structure of governance was not in place as it stands. And so there's a lot of confusion. And so hopefully Haiti, the leaders, they can get together and they can figure this out.
For Our News, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
In other news, the investigation into the fatal plane crash on Abaco has been handed over to the police, according to accident investigators who say they will now provide a supporting role in the police investigation. The update coming from Chief Accident Investigator Captain Delvin Major, who says police have confirmed the aircraft that crashed at Treasure Key International Airport, killing 2 Bahamian pilots, was reported stolen to police on Tuesday night.
We are no longer investigating because our mandate, we only investigate for safety. And based on what was told to us, it's now a matter of act of unlawful interference. So that's not for us, that's a matter for the police. So we have officially turned it over to the police.
All of the requested maintenance records, insurance, and history of the aircraft have been handed over to police. Before that handover was made, crash investigators say they were unable to find records indicating the Bahamian pilots were rated or licensed to fly that particular type of aircraft. According to police, the white and brown trim Israel 8-seater plane arrived in Treasure Key, Abaco on Friday from the Dominican Republic. A search of the tail number reveals the plane flew from New York to the Dominican Republic on June 26th. The aircraft is registered to Houston, Texas-based company TransEnergy Inc. All efforts to contact representatives of TransEnergy Inc. remained unanswered up to airtime. Major says last night investigators interviewed and took statements from the American pilots who flew the aircraft to Treasure Key on Friday, who said they did not know and never met the Bahamian pilots. Immigration Director Clarence Russell last night confirming that several people believed to be the original pilots were in law enforcement custody and questioned intensely. A man was electrocuted while working in the engine room of a small yacht this morning. Police say he was found slumped over the yacht's engine. Bethany McDermott reports.
This is a second experience for death in one of our family with the younger nephews and stuff. And it's hard. We're just recently trying to get over my son death. And we still isn't over that as yet. But for this, it's like a shocker.
Khadijah Saunders, stunned by the tragic death of her nephew, Shervin Brennan, who police say was electrocuted on board the Triton, a vessel he worked on. It was a somber scene as the victim's body was removed from the yacht and loaded into a hearse. Police tell us they were called to the Joseph Alfred dock on Bay Street after 10 o'clock Wednesday morning.
The information is that while he was doing some repairs, he complained of being electrocuted. And moments later, his colleagues went into the engine room and examined him, and he was unresponsive.
Now, this is the vessel where Brennan was found. The owner, Anthony Knowles, tells us what happened when he found him shirtless and shoeless.
He laid across. Apparently, he had no shoes on, no shirt on, and I don't know why, because he so preached to everybody else about wearing proper footwear, and this morning he had no footwear on. And he was still getting shocked. The body was still getting shocked. You couldn't touch him, no power on. So it's apparently batteries, it's 3 12-volt batteries, 36 volts, that's a lot of energy. If him not having no shirt on, not having no shoes on, he became a conductor for electricity.
Knowles said he pulled Brennan out and performed CPR but was unsuccessful.
They actually pulled me off of him trying to doing the CPR. I lost a friend, Bahamas-China Agreement, a decent young man. I'm very saddened today, very, very saddened.
His aunt described him as a loving and quiet person who loved to dress up, while Knowles said he loved dancing and music like his mother.
It was heartbroken because I know what it is for a mother to lose a child. And we are a close-knitted family. I pick his mom up and I drop her over. So when it comes to them, it's like we have the family bond. If you cut one, all of us bleed.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Bethany McDermott.
Well, breezy conditions keeping our temperature just below 90 degrees. Greg Thompson has the latest in the Weather Center.
Thanks, Christina, and welcome everybody for your Hump Day Wednesday look at weather. Warm temperatures outside our studios as that moisture is still hanging across the northwest Bahamas. We'll call it partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the low 80s, 81 outside our studios. Southeast winds bringing in those warm temperatures, and your feels like temperature also in the mid to upper 80s. Satellite-wise, that moisture still across the northwest Bahamas associated with the trailing end of Elsa that's moving well away from us, but high pressure dominates the remainder of the Bahamas with nice and beautiful weather. That's your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, COVAX faces vaccine supply challenges, plus the Bahamas and China strengthen diplomatic relations. Stay with us.
As First Lady to our very first Prime Minister Lyndon Pinling and later as Governor General, she continues to captivate Bahamians with her exquisite style and grace. Yet her indomitable spirit, political fortitude, and patriotism endures her to generations of Bahamians. From a remote settlement in South Andros to Buckingham Palace and beyond, her story is still being written in many ways. Join On the Record at 8 p.m. July 8th for an independent special, The Legacy of Dame Marguerite Pinling.
A Pan-American Health Organization official admitting COVAX is still facing some supply challenges. Assistant Director Jarbas Barbosa.
Not only the Bahamas, but the other 17 countries in our region are expecting to complete the third wave of deployments from COVAX. COVAX faced many serious limitations during the month of June due to different problems.
The Bahamas' third tranche of AstraZeneca doses from the COVAX facility was delayed. Barbosa says PAHO is still speaking with producers of the vaccine to determine when more doses will be available.
We still have the government of India that is not allowing the Serum Institute of India to export the vaccines, the AstraZeneca vaccines that Serum Institute is producing. We had also a problem with a new site that the AstraZeneca producer applied to receive the EUL, the authorization for the emergency use listing from WHO. It was delayed more than the producer expected. So June was we had the very important problems on the supply side. Now these countries, the revolving fund of PAHO is in negotiation with the producers to have the information about when the vaccines will be available to deploy.
Well, the Bahamas and China signing a bilateral agreement on economic and technical cooperation today. Chinese ambassador to the Bahamas, Dai King Lee.
This signing hopefully will be a new starting point for us to take forward our relations. We enjoy excellent relations with the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We have solid cooperation between our two countries in a wide range of areas.
Foreign Affairs Minister Darren Henfield says China remains a reliable partner and friend to the Bahamas, and the agreement will go towards assisting capital works.
This is one of similar agreements that have been signed between China and the Bahamas since 1997. This agreement represents a grant of 80 million RMB yuan, the equivalent of some 12 million US dollars. During 2019, we signed an agreement for a similar amount.
Still to come, how to make conch salad, plus Stephen Gardner looks great in his latest race. The details when our news returns.
As First Lady to our very first Prime Minister Lyndon Pinling and later as Governor General, she continues to captivate Bahamians with her exquisite style and grace. Yet her indomitable spirit, political fortitude, and patriotism endures her to generations of Bahamians. From a remote settlement in South Andros to Buckingham Palace and beyond, her story is still being written in many ways. Join On the Record at 8 p.m. July 8th for an independent special, The Legacy of Dame Marguerite Pinling.
This is our news. Welcome back. As we count down to the country's 48th anniversary of independence, our news is exploring things that are Bahamian through and through. Tonight, Kyle Joaquin got a crash course in conch salad making.
Now, when you think of authentically Bahamian, you have to think about conch salad. So I'm here at Dino's Gourmet Conch Salad with the conch man himself, Dino. Dino, how you feeling?
Pretty good. I can walk you through it. I can show you how to crack the conch, how to get it out. I can help you skin it because I don't want you to cut yourself on national TV.
How hard could making a bowl of conch salad be? Well, Dino had me crack it out the shell myself. It's the right side? Yeah.
Push it all the way down.
You got it right?
No, keep going.
Photo.
Eventually, we got it out and got ready to go.
You got yours? I got mine.
What else do?
You know they say that the muscle was good for your muscle.
Once our conch was cleaned, it was time to cut up our tomatoes, onions, green pepper, and what's tropical conch salad without pineapple and mango.
Come on, man. You're an island boy. You never feel mango before?
Not like this. I usually peel it with my teeth.
Okay. Well, you can't feel it with your teeth for this exercise.
No.
Another one. Another one. At least you could slice pineapple good.
Yeah, man. It's like common sense, you know?
Then it was time to pay some attention to our conch.
Slice straight through the middle of that. I'll hold it while you slice it. No, I have to hold it.
You want me to cut you out?
No, that's like you in the hammer while you nail it.
At this point, Dina was about ready to hire me. Well, sort of.
2 more weeks and you'll be good.
Weeks? I want some conch salad?
Yes.
Some salt and pepper with me almost taking off my finger.
Put the old pepper in there?
You put how much you like. Use your discretion.
No one saw that. But yeah, we were ready to mix it all up and get ready to serve our mouth-watering tropical conch salad.
Don't press it down now.
Oh, okay.
What you want to do is squeeze out some of that excess juice out of
I mean, man, look at that. Look at that.
For my conch salad debut, presentation was key with 242 shaped out of mango.
It might. That's so proud of the apple, bro.
What's wrong with you, man?
But our taste tester was a visitor who never had conch salad before.
Got it, right?
First time. Amazing.
All right.
For our news, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Thursday is showtime for Lyford Key student Roy Seligman, the first Bahamian to make it past the quarterfinal round of the Scripps National Spelling Bee. The 12-year-old is making history for the Bahamas and is the last remaining international contestant in the competition. Seligman won the Bahamas National Spelling Bee 3 times. He was due to represent the Bahamas last year in the Scripps Spelling Bee, but the bee was not held last year due to the pandemic. You can watch him spell his way into the quarterfinals tomorrow night on Pulse 5 Rev Channel 205 beginning at 8 p.m. And DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns take Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Marcellus Hall has that and more tonight in sports.
All right, thanks a lot, Christina, and welcome to our sports, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall, definitely feeling some national pride here today as independence approaches and Bahamians doing so well on international scene, starting with this guy behind me talking about DeAndre Ayton playing for the Phoenix Suns in the NBA Finals. Game 1 last night. Without further ado, let's tell you exactly how it went down. Very solid beginning for DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Game 1 of the NBA Finals being played in Phoenix. How about DeAndre staking his claim as a premier breakout player in these playoffs, continuing that trend last night. Finished up with 22 points, 19 rebounds, including shooting 80% from the field. Only one other player has done that. That would be the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Taking a look at the score, Phoenix gets the win here, taking Game 1, 118-105, ahead of a potential 2-0 lead. And they play again in the series, which will come your way on Thursday, once again in Phoenix. Afterwards, DeAndre talked about his performance and what he's done to get prepared.
I mean, them dudes is big dudes, man. That's what we really get their offense going, especially. Just try to clean up some of that stuff so we can get on the run and give ourselves some momentum as well. And, I tried my best. And, guys like Jay Crowder and T. Craig, coming in there just getting some tips, or boxing guys like PJ Tucker to not really strap it on my hand when I get the board.
Meanwhile, on to some track news where Stephen Gardner on the field yesterday as they get ready for the 400 meters. Stephen trying to round into form now for the Olympics, which will take place in Tokyo later on this month. Men's 400 meters was supposed to feature Olympic champion and world record holder Wade Van Niekerk, as well as Stephen Gardner, who is the defending world champion, U.S. champion Michael Norman. However, this one would not feature Van Niekerk, who there was a no-show in this one. Stephen also, though, did run very well. Had to come from behind to win it. 44.47 is his time. Had to come from behind to beat NCAA runner-up Bryce Dedman, who was second in 44.58. Michael Cherry finished third in the race. And there it is, your check on sports for you here on this Wednesday. I'm Marcellus Hall. Back to you, Christina.
Thanks, Marcellus. And you may notice we're looking like Team Bahamas tonight. That's thanks to Bahari. Still to come on our news, Fusion's Ladylike returns with the premiere of Black Widow. Stay with us.
As First Lady to our very first Prime Minister Sir Lyndon Pinling and later as Governor General, she continues to captivate Bahamians with her exquisite style and grace. Yet her indomitable spirit, political fortitude, and patriotism endures her to generations of Bahamians. From a remote settlement in South Andros to Buckingham Palace and beyond, her story is still being written in many ways. Join On the Record at 8 p.m. July 8th for an independent special, The Legacy of Dame Marguerite Pinling.
Welcome back to our news. Looks like we're in for some heat over the next few days. Greg is back in the Weather Center with the details.
Thanks again, Christine, and welcome back, everybody, for your second look at weather. We are still tracking Elsa as Elsa continues to move well to the north and away from our area, but we still have some trailing moisture across the northwest Bahamas that could spark a few showers and isolated thunderstorms, but that moisture is expected to lift out towards the north and away from us. The remainder of the tropics, very quiet. We have a couple of tropical waves on the tropical belt, but no real signs of organization with that. High pressure will dominate our weather for the next couple of days with some breezy conditions into the weekend. Your boating forecast for the northwest Bahamas tonight through tomorrow. You expect those winds to be out of the southeast to south 15 knots, seas running 3 to 5 feet over the ocean. While in the central and southeast Bahamas, we have a caution flag for you guys down there. East to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, seas running 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Your high tide will be at 7:13 tonight. Here's a look now at your national forecast. A look now at your extended forecast through Monday. That's a look at our weather on this Wednesday night. Make it a safe one, everybody. Back to you, Christina.
Thanks, Greg. Summer at Fusion Superplex heating up with movie event Ladylike, which makes its return with the premiere of Marvel's Black Widow. Jillian Gray got the inside scoop.
You don't know everything about me. I've lived a lot of lives.
Black Widow promises to be an action-packed film, and Fusion Superplex is adding to the excitement with Ladylike.
Come back to the movies. As they were saying in the States, that this is the first Marvel release to come back to the theaters since the pandemic, and we are getting involved with it. We're joining the world in this, and we want everyone, all Bahamians, to come out and enjoy this as well.
Featured in the Pure VIP lounge with reclining seats and in-theater food services, the night promises to be an unforgettable one, according to marketing manager Stephen Gay. From a self-defense trainer to a caricature artist, several vendors will be on display for the girls' night out.
We're also going to have apparatus. They're going to be doing a tactical training demonstration. So to give women a sense of empowerment in terms of strength and to feel powered like Black Widow.
The upscale movie premiere is the first Ladylike event since the theater opened after the pandemic, and Gay says they're excited to be back.
We're expecting for all the ladies to come out in some type of Black Widow paraphernalia. If you don't, it doesn't matter, but we just want everybody to get into character, have a good time with it. Let's have fun with it.
So whether you're coming for girls' night out, date night with your boo, or riding solo, one thing's for sure, tomorrow night, Fusion Superplex is the place to be for Ladylike. Reporting for our News, I'm Jillian Gray.
Well, thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Christina Dragovich. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a beautiful evening, Bahamas.